Everybody, welcome back with the Platypus. Platypus is the name, and welcome to Asura, the super final boss in the game right now. So you can see here on screen, I have cleared 40 out of 58 of this, which is the requirement to get like the final goal here, which is nothing other than all I got was this stupid t-shirt basically, right? You only need to get to 25 in order to get the final of the rewards. However, they put a thing in front of you that said do this on 40, and I thought I would do it. Not only that, this is the team that I used. I used no 5 stars. I used Windboy, Soy, and Sepia, and Puppet, and I even used King Frost here. In fact, King Frost is pretty much the only persona I use. I use this attack a couple times, but King Frost is basically our sustain for this entire fight, and then we have everyone else here basically doing damage, and Soy is kind of a combination. We are using the Soy Sepia combo where he has 42 ammo, gives him a bunch of stacks, kind of gets a bunch of extra damage in. But before we get into that fight, let's actually kind of take a look about what because I already recorded that because it was hard enough where I wanted to do it ahead of time. Otherwise, you'd watch me attempt it 5 times. But I want to actually talk about what is this fight? What does it actually do? So you're going to log into the fight. You're going to join the fight, log into the fight. You're going to see 4 guys. They each have a special mechanic. And basically, they're going to do something before their turn starts, and then they're going to take their action. This guy will give everyone a bunch of shield, and you could tell by their picture, this isn't the order there are, but I will go with the order that they are on the screen. The far left guy is this guy here. He's holding his hand up, and he's red. He will basically convert all affinities to resist, null, or drain. The mechanics will change depending on the difficulty. At the start of his turn for the lowest ally. So that is one that I think is the highest priority. Then there is a guy here that every turn he like permanently scales the attack of all, growth, all things. He permanently scales the attack of like everybody on their team. So that one can get out of control if you have a slower or a lower DPS team. Then the guy next to him is a guy that gives a shield every turn and then attacks. And then finally the last guy, he basically marks someone and makes them take more damage. This guy I think is by far the lowest threat. However, he could also be a bad deal. So there's 4 of these guys, each have their special thing. It's gonna feel like you need to do AoE. You don't need AoE at all in this fight. Once you defeat 2 of these, the other 2 will sacrifice themselves automatically to start the second phase against the actual boss, Asura here. Now, Asura gets the special effects of the 2 that you did not kill. So you want to prioritize killing the ones that are the biggest pain in your butt, and then that will also remove them from the boss itself. And then he basically gets all, those passives, and he attacks, and he hits really, really hard. So that's basically how the fight works. You'll see it when we're fighting it, but the point is you kill 2 guys, the 2 you don't kill fuse to make the boss, and he gets the special abilities of the boss. Now, this is the custom difficulty here. This is exactly the one I used to get up to 40. The ones you really want to focus on is you want to take everything up to 3 for these are basically the enemies, right? There's 2 per enemy. So this is one of the guys, this is one of the guys, this is one of the guys, and then this is one of the guys, right? They each have 2 of them. What I recommend is taking them all up to 3 and then deciding which 2 you want to kill and turning off one of it. So one of them will scale their attack. So if I take a look here at the bottom underneath me, the damage increase from this is increased to 100% and his attacks increased by 40%. I leave those on. But the other one, it's the same guy. It decreases the damage taken and it increases his max HP. So what I did is I turned off the max HP. In fact, you could probably even add like a 1 and give him a 20% max HP, but I just turned it off. The 2 that I wanted to defeat, I decided I don't want them to have any bonus HP. That way I could kill them very fast. And then for the rest, I turned it all up. I'm not going to go through each and every single one of these, right? But that's the basic strategy I would use. Keep the HP off on the ones you plan to defeat. Then over here, you basically need to decide based on your team how you could do it. The only, these are buffs to the enemies right here, right? This makes all foes have more attack. This makes all foes have more HP. I don't like them having HP because I want to defeat them. This one decreases our attack, decreases our defense, decreases our HP. So I don't like decreasing attack. So you can see here, I kind of went with a very offensive approach. Luckily, King Frost is very strong, and he scales off attack, so having a good attack will also help you defensively. I also think it's typically better to, instead of going up to level 3 on one of these, is you go 2 and 2, right? Instead of like 3 and 1, I think 2 and 2 is better because it goes from like 15%, 30%, then to 60%. So it doubles, and then, you know, doubles. So this final one is actually pretty severe. And so going 2 and 2 is pretty good here. This is how you stay alive. This is healing. You can get negative 100% healing effect or negative 40% shield effect. Again, I went with 2 and 2. I do a little bit of healing. I do a little bit of shields. This one is so sick. If you're not using either of these two types of characters, you get a free 4 points. It basically just locks them off so you can't do it, which is fantastic. This one here is going to make your Elucidator really, really slow, so I don't really think you need Phoebe or something for this. This makes your highlights very slow. This gives you a turn limit, but also makes it so you can't lose any allies. If you don't care about a turn limit and losing allies, this one actually is pretty difficult to do, but I was confident I could do it, and so I did do that one. And then this one, you basically got to choose half the elements, right? It's either lightning, ice, wind, fire down, or nuclear, light, psychic, and curse down. And normally you would want this, I think, because there's just less characters in this category. But if you're using Makoto, using Joker, or in my case, Sepia, you're going to want to use this. And even though I'm using an ice and a wind character, Soy has a physical attack that he mostly uses, and Wind Boy is mostly there to make Sepia stronger. So that is basically my loadout here, and that's kind of how I would do it. And yeah, as far as the team itself, it's very simple. We're going to use Jasinik, whatever his name is here, to put mark on people occasionally. Not super frequently, only when I feel like I could do it and not get blown up. Otherwise, we're just going to be using King Frost every single turn. We're going to be using Puppet to help keep us alive. Also keep a little bit of SP coming in with her first skill. She doesn't get to go that many times because of the increased cooldown, or the increased turn thing, but she does get reduced cooldown when your shields break, so she actually can come up a little more frequently than the other ones. And then King Frost is just going to be keeping everyone alive. You use the all-in dagger because it also heals. If you turn off your healing, then you might not even want this dagger. You might want to go with an attack dagger for a bigger shield in general, but the all-in will allow you to also heal 20%, which is very good. Wind Boy, I have just HP on him. Look at my Wind Boy build right here. My Wind Boy, I have Mindscape. I did put 100 HP on pretty much everybody. He has, well, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm a dummy. Look at this. He has Prosperity to give me, and then he has attacking a foe increases party damage. This is support Wind Boy. He decreases his damage taken. He increases our highlight gauge, and he's got HP, HP, HP. He's just trying to stay alive because if he dies, then we instantly lose. And mine is only level 70, not particularly well built. And his weapon is like, I mean, it is fully awakened, I guess, but he's not really there to deal damage. Soy is mostly here to use his gun to make Sepia stronger. However, his single target defense down is still very good. He could also, you know, keep people alive and kind of make people focus him. Obviously, there are better units to use. Like, you could use Makoto over him, and you would actually get a lot more damage. You could probably use, like, Fox for this, a similar effect of guarding. You could probably use Marion. I decided I wanted to go with like a budget option, right? Is this free to play? I would consider this free to play. I'm not saying you're going to have Sepia like mine, all right? Sepia, he's the one that's basically going to do all the damage in the entire fight. Mine's obviously very built. He's at 93. He even has his 5-star weapon. He's A6 R1, or sorry, R0. But I mean, and honestly, he is stacked. Like, I've put a lot of effort into him, so you may not be able to do it specifically with him, right? This skill's level 11, right? And this is the only skill he ever uses, like, ever. I've occasionally used this, but it's honestly not very strong, I think. This having the 5 versus 5 stacks is very, very good. But yeah, he's basically going to do all the damage. I've done videos with him before. He's a single target damage killer, and I'm happy to have him on the squad. One of my favorite units in the entire game. People always sleep on him. But I really, really wanted to make him work for this fight because one, this is not a fight where it's about AoE necessarily. This is a fight that's actually about single target, but it's single target over 3 bodies, but like you have to kill one guy, then you can kill the other guy, then you kill the final guy when he's alone. The reason the AoE is not super good, although it could still be viable, is that if you accidentally kill the wrong guy, you will put the wrong, like, sacrifices into the final boss. But if you lower their HP, they'll probably die to AoE faster anyway. But me being, you know, me, combining with just wanting to do this kind of budget thing, loving this character, and wanted to do, like, a 4-star squad designed for a battle mode that is, like, borderline whale specific, it was just too good to pass up. This is what my heart was telling me to do. Anyway, puppets here as well. That's everything. So that's all. I'm going to show you the fight right after this. I'm not going to talk over it. You can just watch it. I kind of gave you my strats. Let me know, how far have you cleared, and what units have you been using? And is this going to encourage you to try again? Look, I mean, I know this is below my camera, but look at all this shit, bro. So many buffs. This was a lot of fun. I've spent the last 2 hours just doing this, I think, having a good time. So I love this mode. Excited for the next one. That's all for today. Much love for platypuses per platypus. I'll see you on the flip-flops. Bye!